Hello, welcome back to the Mr. Arsenal podcast for the first leg of the first semi-final over the next 7 days, basically. Real Madrid versus Chelsea. The teams are about to come out. Real Madrid are at home today. I say home, there's a training ground, but anyway. Big up to everyone that's in the chat. We are also streaming off Twitch now as well tonight, starting from tonight, and there comes the Watchalongs as well. Try and grab me audience over there. And yeah. Obviously, we'll be talking about Mr. Kroenke and his statement him and Joshua have put out there this evening. I am very, very vexed at the moment and holding back. I was hoping to go live on Twitter just before this, but didn't have time, so I'm holding back. I'm really, really vexed. People have no more idea how annoying he is. And his son, the same PR bollocks. But yeah, as I said, this will be the first, obviously, of the two semi-finals, first leg as well. Real Madrid will be overwhelming favourites based on their recent form, based on their Liga, and since the 10 of the year, basically, their form-wise. And yeah, I think it's going to be a very close. It'll be a close encounter, but I think I do see Chelsea losing this at least 2-0. I don't see him scoring an away goal tonight. But the teams are coming up. We've got Courtois against his former club. We've gone 3 at the back as well. And then Cruz, Casemiro, Modric in midfield. Carvajal and Marcelo as wing backs. And 2 up front, Vinicius Jr. and Benzema. And Hazard is on the bench. Going to the chat quickly. Big up to all the Arsenal inmates out there. Hope you're all well. I was until about an hour ago and fucking James Ollie or whatever his fucking name is on Twitter put out his own Twitter, basically a quote from K's having a Zoom chat. Amazing how all of a sudden they can do Zoom chat, by the way, with all these media outlets. Saying has no intention to sell, has no bids, will never entertain any offers as well. We still love the club. We want to keep winning titles and being competitive and make our team even more competitive. We're 10th in the league. We haven't competed for a league title, since the 05-06 season when they weren't even about. So we actually haven't competed for a league title in the entire time that Stan Kroenke has been in this club, being a majority shareholder or a full owner. For one. Haven't been in the Champions League for now going on 5 years now. We could fall out of Europe completely if we don't win Europa League now this season. But we're competitive, and we remain to be competitive apparently and win major titles. All we've won, and only thing we've won, don't get me wrong, I love the FA Cup, but that's the only thing we've won under his guidance, so we say. But we're competitive though. We're fantastic. Literally pisses me off. So I will try and go live again on Twitter at half time. Game is about to kick off, by the way. Go live at half time on Twitter if it lets me. If I don't I'll probably get banned off it as well. No, my luck. Big up Nathan as well. Says Madrid 2, Chelsea 1 is his prediction. Big up John. Big up Steve. Bloody hell. Oh my God, Brownie right. You don't get it though. Yeah, he's only been in full control, but he's no excuse because he's been the majority shareholder. He's had the majority of the shares. He's had the biggest. Basically, it's whatever he says goes for the last 11 years. For the last 11 years, he has held the most shares before he took over, like 3 years ago, fully. Got all the shares. Even then, he literally forced fans that had shares in the club to they had to give it to him, or he was going to take him to court. Basically, it was false. It wasn't even free will. We had to do it. Those alarm bells there. But there's no excuse. Even before the 3 years, he was a majority shareholder of this club, 65, and eventually for most of them, I'm trying to think now, 7.5 years, maybe a bit longer. He has been the majority fucking shareholder. He's always had the biggest say in what goes in and around the club, basically, what goes on. End of. If he says jump, they say how high, even when he was even before he had the full shares, is what I'm saying. So there's no excuse from him. I'm not buying it. Oh, he had it for 3 years. He's literally taking the piss. And it's the same PR bollocks every year. And amongst all this, they're spilling that same bollocks again in the hope that our fan base go, okay, we forgive you. We'll buy merchandise, we'll buy new kits, we'll buy season tickets, we'll buy tickets to get to the games, this, that, and the other. We'll stop protesting. We won't boycott your sponsorships, this, that, and the other. We won't do this, we won't do that. You know what? We've been harsh to you, Kronk, Stan. Go ahead, prove us wrong again. Or in this case, actually, prove us right. Do it. Go on, prove us wrong. Come on. For years. And by the way, you're saying about this, I only had it for 3 years, by the way. Look at the PR that's been put out now, right? In terms of a war chest, you're going to spend big this summer and go big no matter what. And go back before, like the summers and winters before he became majority shareholder. The full owner. Before he became full owner, look at the, for word, it's the same pissing thing. And if he was so hell bent as well, him and Joshua, on being communicating with the fans and being one with the fans and all that. Why was it when he was obviously, again, majority shareholder, before he brought the shares and stopped the AGM, the yearly AGMs he stopped, by the way, straight away. Every time he wasted his time. He was coming over as the majority shareholder. That was it. And it was like, I'm gracing you with my presence and be happy with that, basically. Nah. Fans in his AGMs before he stopped it, when he came to full owner, actually, you want to put the scoreboard up as well, by the way, actually asked him directly, no, there's no malice in it, there was no attack or anything, asking him genuine questions, sorry, about just like what are his ambitions with the club, what is he going to do to get us competing for league titles, like that things. And also it's an AGM where it would have remained private as well between the people on himself, Wenger, and all that on the board taking the questions, and the AGM members that are there. And he literally every time blanked them, refused to answer a single question. But my point is, Downey, he never made an effort in talking to the fan base at the AGMs when they were about. The second he becomes the owner, he literally makes the entire club completely private, shuts it all off. So then that, obviously, as you say, the AGMs never happen again. So he doesn't have to come over and deal with us on a yearly basis because he doesn't care. And now he's sending, what sort of father sends his son in after a fuck up that he's made, sends his son in to do the dirty work and be the mouthpiece and take the flak? Seriously, it does piss me off. I understand. I think it's Ben. I'm not going to go at you. I understand you're a Cardiff fan, but you've got to understand as well, as an Arsenal fan, on a daily basis, I know all Arsenal fans, we know a lot more about the ins and outs of what's been going on at our club for years and years and years. So we have more idea what's going on. We have hence why we sort of stood up and we've had to wait. We've had the fan base Yeah, we kicked up a stunk every now and then over Cronky ownership. We've never actually, up till last week, never done a protest like that aimed at just Stan. It's always been, when we've done protests, it's been Arsene Wenger and all that malarkey, like, with the slide digs at the board, but it's mainly been aimed at Arsene. No, but oh my God, you're not getting it. But the AGMs at Arsenal, right? Yeah, it's shareholders, but also it was the people that like the Arsenal, for example, Arsenal Supporters Trust and all them sort of them set them them sort of setups were invited as well as guests, and he had the same attitude. He doesn't care about being found sort of seriously now. He doesn't care, and again, go back while you're on Google and open another tab. Go and Google. You'll say he's only had the full ownership of the club, full shares for 3 years. Go back to the summer before that, and the summer before that, and the summer before that, and look at the headlines when they talk about that are how can I put it, word for word the same as they are now. Wenger for the years was always, we're giving Wenger £200 million war chest, £100 million war chest this summer. We're gonna go big. What are you going to do? Go and sign Petr check. Bear with me a second. Just got a call, a deal. Sorry about that. Literally, brother started ringing me and talking about fucking bets and this, that, and the other. But yeah. Oh, 1-0 Chelsea. Bloody hell. Oh, go on. To see it now. Okay, that was the easiest goal he's ever going to score. What was Courtois doing? What were their defenders doing on the line? 1-0 Chelsea got the away goal. Would have proved me wrong there. Okay, now. Because I honestly didn't think they'd get the away goal today. Okay, now. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, Brownie, if you're still there, not having a go at you or anything, but literally going with what I know goes on on a daily basis and having to go through it for 11 years, even as a majority shareholder. He's a 70. Brownie, he literally, because of the amount of shares he had, because he was the majority shareholder, he had the biggest say. Even then, he just full power basically, and he got it when he forced Usmanov to give up and sell to him. Colonel. Oh, the dogs are now barking, of course they are. Why are they checking for offside for it? It was onside. Get hell. Round here, since I was busy, let's just say you are correct and talk about something else. No, let's continue because I'm not having it. I'm not having anyone say that we're being bang out of order, spoiled, this, that, and the other. We should accept the state that we're in the sense of ownership. The owner. And even then, okay, even taking the equation about being a majority shareholder for the majority of the 11 years, he's only been the full owner for 3 years. What has he done to make us better? What has he done to justify our fan base not being in the minds of where we are? We are 10th in the league, for fuck's sake. We're not even competitive. He talked about the statement that's been put out is talking that we're competitive. We are not competitive in the slightest. And everyone comes out, oh, you bet you're in this European semi-final. By the skin of our bloody teeth. More than anything, Benfica sort of knocked us out when fucking Ceballos made a mistake that he made between minutes ago. They should have seen the game out then. They didn't, thankfully. And then Olympiacos had the same. They had a chance to knock us out. Slavia Prague after the first leg had an advantage. All they did was draw 0-0. They went gun ho though, and we just fucking took them to the fucking cleaners basically for once. And then since then, we've drawn at home with a last minute equaliser. Well, not even last minute, 9 seconds equaliser against fucking Fulham, who are on the verge of being relegated. And people go, well, there's something to fight for. And Man City are fucking playing and putting them to the sword. Chelsea playing and putting them to the sword. Liverpool, before this turn of the year, were putting them to the sword. These players have no fight. It's mediocrity. It starts from the top. Everything that's going on the pitch, what we see on the pitch, starts from the top. And who's at the top? Stan Kroenke. He has a mentality. He has that mentality of mediocrity or accepting a certain way of life, shall we say. It then breaks down into the board. The board that you set up. It then goes in from the board to Vinay, from Vinay to Edu, from Edu to Arteta, from Arteta to his staff and playing staff. No, you're not getting it. You're not getting it, Yanni. Oh my god, I'm just talking. My head is going to hurt tonight. Oh, Brownie, why are you doing this to me? Please, why are you doing this to me? I'm not talking about I'm not, right. I'm not talking about the fucking early years of Wenger, right? I'm talking about the time that Stan has been at the fucking club, especially the last few years of Wenger's reign. The last 4 to 5 years, all we had, the same PR every year. We've got a 200 million pound war chest for this summer. We're going to go big. We're going to buy Mbappe. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And what do you go? 10 million. Was it not even 10 million on Petr Cech, and that was it? That was one summer. So before that 200 million, what do you go and do? 35 million on Xhaka, 35 million on Mustafi, and I can't remember how much it was for Lucas Perez now from Celta Vigo. Not even 100 million was spent. Basically, is what I'm saying. The summer where it was that Sanchez going, and Sanchez entered the final year of his contract. Obviously, he left 6 months later, but that whole summer of him staying or going, playing mind games. What did the club do? Sit on their arse and do fuck all. And at the 11th hour, finally admit defeat and allow him to go to Man City on the basis that we signed someone. So then Wenger was told, "Oh, you got money for him. This is what you've got. That's getting straight back to you with a bit more, and do what you want." So at the 11th hour, literally an hour or two to go, we make a last-minute bid after being linked to the Barcelona, making bids for him all summer, waiting for Thomas and Meyer. And then Thomas and Meyer himself thought, "Fuck this, you've messed me about all summer. I ain't coming." And then we're stuck with that. Then Sanchez to Man City never happens, which then pisses him off. So that for the remaining 4 to 5 months of his time at Arsenal, he's just pissed off, doesn't want to be there, you can tell. It's a mentality, Barney, for crying out loud. It's not hard to see. And then since then, he has become the full owner of this club, and nothing has got any better. Period. If anything, we have got worse. We've allowed the likes of Leicester to come up from the Championship after surviving the first season, their second season back in the Championship after 14 years out. We allowed them to win the league because of our mediocrity, our mentality at this club. That's the best chance for us under the current when you look at that in that time frame since then. You've had your Man City's, Liverpool's, Chelsea's, Man United's, even Spurs not even resurgent Spurs, but a Spurs coming up through the ranks as well and putting the pressure on, shall we say. But oh dear, sorry, I've seen what Gary said in the chat has made me chuckle a bit there. Oh my days! But you're just not getting what I'm saying. It seems like it is now arguing because it does seem like you're on the side of Stan Kroenke that we should give him more time, as Russ would say, who's in the big up Russ, that we should give this fucking idiot more time. The guy has just thrown our club and everything we stand for under the club because he wanted more money. That's all he cares about, making himself more money, not helping the club out in any which way. No matter what way he wants to spin it, it's all about him making money for himself. Period. But yeah, that's said about that. The better. We're going to move on now because otherwise I'm going to get more and more agged. And yeah, it just does my head in. But whilst I was going off on that rant, by the way, amongst the phone call, I need to get my lamp actually. Bear with me a second. I'm still here. It's still 1-0 Chelsea. Chelsea actually playing the better team, so they've been the better team so far, to be honest. Right. I'm coming back on. There we go, better now. The Arsenal Mr. Steve, big up yourself, says, if you believe KSC's statement and about this Super League, that we were followers, that sums up the club's mentality. We should be leaders, not followers, and his attitude has seeped down to the player. That's what I'm saying. Everything that's going wrong at this club comes from him. He sets the standards. And from him to the rest of the board, from the rest of the board, Vinay to Edu to Arteta to his staff and playing staff. And eventually into the fan base. Oh dear, I want to cry. Oh, wait. But yeah, I was saying there's a tweet, or someone's retweeted anyway. I'll check it out in a second. If I can, I'll put it up on the screen for you guys as well. Oh, wait. What was I doing? There we go. Clicking it this way. Here we go. Where are you? Right. It's been retweeted by the Cockney Turk. It's again a tweet that's been put out at 7:20 this evening by Matt Law. I didn't see this at the time, so it's my bit of So I do, Brownie, if it seems like I'm attacking you, I do apologise. I'm just aggravated that they keep spewing this. And when I say they, I mean Stan and Joss and the company itself are now spewing this same PR crap they were spewing for years on end. That they suddenly believe that the fan base, especially now after what's happened in the last 7 days plus, that we're going to fall for it again and go, oh yeah, well this will be the year you prove us wrong. Okay, now what? Yeah, Matt Law's put out a tweet. It was saying Daniel Ek, or Eek, how you pronounce it, and the Arsenal Invincibles were fully expecting a not for sale message from the Cronkies. I'm told it doesn't change anything from their perspective, even if this turns into a long drawn out battle of wills. Story, and it goes on to say story to follow. Also, anyone living in the UK or in America, tomorrow at, I need to find out actually what time it is in the UK time. You bear with me just a moment. But Daniel Eek is having an interview tomorrow on CNN, which you can also be able to find on Sky as well, here in the UK as well, if you've got Sky or whatever. I'm just going to double check it now. There we go. 2:45 p.m. UK time, so 2:45 UK time. Daniel Ek is appearing on CNBC, and obviously the main talking point is going to be this takeover, this bid to take over Arsenal. So if you obviously go, even if, I don't know if you've got access to that network or if you watch that network at all, but that he's going to be on there. And in the UK, obviously, if you've got Sky or what respective other satellite outlets, so I say, that's the place to be tomorrow. And I'll be doing I'm actually going to do a live reaction as it happens. So I'll be going live a few minutes beforehand, and then obviously once it goes, the interview starts, I'll be listening. I'll put myself on mute, my mic on mute, but I'll be listening in, and every now and then start going back and forth with you guys, discussing any major points about Arsenal. Obviously, Vinicius Junior's been booked. Bloody hell! I think I've upset Brownie, by the way, because he has disappeared. I do apologise if he does think I was attacking, because I wasn't. I'm just literally venting at the Cronkies, to be honest. Yeah, exactly, Russ. In terms of money. Having the money. Russ, it's time for your trademark, you're saying, because Ryan would lose you a few pounds. Well, not just, according to you, Gary, in the group chat earlier over on WhatsApp, but I'm not the only one that would have owed you money if that was the case. As I said, in the summer, because we do need to start this. I think the summer's the best opportunity for us to start that group channel up in the summer, get it all together, get everything in place, get the content ideas up across and all that for and go ahead for the pre-season and next season. Basically, Benzema's just scored 1-1. There we go. As it's raining in Spain. Hey, it started downpouring in Spain, and Benzema scores. Oh my god! And look at it now. Oh my god, that is pathetic defending. Something they've prided themselves on, Chelsea, since Tuchel's come in, and that was pathetic. Basically, the corner came in, and literally it was like two players headed the ball before it fell to Benzema. Pretty much no challenge, and he just fell to him. He's wide open as well. He's literally gone touch, bang, went back to goal as well. Bloody hell. Right, let's deal with this. So we are now at back level pegging, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Also, if you're watching this for the first time over on Twitch or on Periscope or here on YouTube, do share the content around. Do smash that like, come over and smash that like button. If you're watching it on Twitch or Periscope, come over to YouTube, search the Mr. Arsenal podcast, subscribe to the channel, again, and then share the channel around to all your friends and your family, Arsenal fans, football fans in general, for things like for watch-alongs like this. The majority we are doing Arsenal content. We're doing, as it stands, we're doing 2 podcasts a week, Monday and a Friday. We're obviously doing the Arsenal watch-alongs first of the season now, unless anything else kicks off and pisses me off that I don't want to do it, and I'll do an extra podcast instead. Champions League watch-alongs we're doing. I'm doing the FA Cup final watch-along as well. So yeah, all systems go. Also, as well, from now, whenever there's protests at the Emirates, be it this Thursday or next Thursday, onwards at every game or every home game, whatever however it turns out to be, I will be going live and making contact, finding out who's going to going and making contact and doing me going live and basically sending them the link as when they're there and basically getting their reactions and sort of soaking the atmosphere there as well. See if we can get anyone else on it, everyone we have on, get them on as well, and get with their mindset as well with just the standings. Also, these are obviously not going to have them just spouting a load of crap. Because the only reason I didn't do it, the only reason I knew I couldn't do it last Friday is because we did have that match go on, and I knew that protest itself was going to carry on. Sorry. Into when the match started and all that, and it did for a long time. Don't get me wrong. The goal was great, by the way. The comments that we're seeing about it was a good goal from Benton. Don't get me wrong. It's just poor defense. It's absolutely abysmal defending from Chelsea. When you're hearing from the media that they're so fantastic with their defence since Tuchel's come. Oh dear. What about the fucking... Oh my daisies, they're made it now. There we go. Also, do smash that like button, as I was saying about subscribing, or do smash the like button as well. Oh, that's wide. But yeah, smashing that like button or hitting the like button, whatever how you want to phrase it. It does help the channel out a hell of a lot. And she gets into the algorithm of YouTube and gets YouTube to recommend the channel to new faces that never seen this come across this channel, that could possibly again gain new subscribers, new faces, and new regulars to the channel as well, along with you guys, and building the football, not just the Arsenal family on the channel, but the football community on this channel as well. Oh, by the way, big up to Russ, by the way. I know he's still in the chat. On Sunday, he was on another channel taking part in a watch-along for the Cup final. Just want to be clear, they were West Ham fans, weren't they? I know one of them definitely was, because obviously obviously had the West Ham flag on his wall and all that. And obviously, but the host, I don't know about the host, and I'm not sure about the guy. That's what I'm saying. I didn't really ask the question. I should have asked actually. But yeah, how did that come about? You're betraying the Arsenal channels now, are you? Bloody hell. But yeah, big up to him. And literally came in and took the risk of taking part in the Watchalong where Tottenham could have won something at the end of it. I do apologise to everyone on the channel, by the way, for not doing it. But for that reason alone was the reason I didn't do the Watchalong for the League Cup final anyway, because I couldn't risk it as an Arsenal channel predominantly. I couldn't risk doing a Watchalong where at the end of it Tottenham could be lifting a trophy. Hell fucking no. League games is fair enough because if it's a big like a London derby, like for example the Spurs West Ham earlier on the season when it finished 3-3, fair enough because it's a derby, so anything can happen as well. But it's a London derby, plus they hate each other, just like we hate Tottenham as well. But still, and like the Chelsea West Hams or Arsenal, obviously Arsenal Tottenham Northern London derby, obviously the Arsenal channel, but Man United Spurs or Man City Spurs in the league, then fair enough. When it's that lot against anyone, there's a chance of them winning the trophy. How fucking am I doing a watch along for that? The only reason I did a watch along for the Champions League final when they got to it in 2019? Only because I knew Liverpool wouldn't lose 2 years on the bounce. And Liverpool were the stronger team in the season pros at the competition, let's be honest, compared to them. And yet again, Harry Kane putting himself above his team and the needs of the team basically for his own personal look at me moments. He backfired again. Both times he's done that, he's been crap. Oh dear. Right. When your views take a dive, then put up an anti-league gunner video. That helps with your figures. Don't get me started. Thing is, I can't be arsed with all that. I have my gripes with him. I've had publicly and personal gripes with him. It's not in personal, it's just publicly put out there. Because it was done in the public eye of fucking Twitter, basically, because of how he goes about things. I just can't be arsed with it. Not worth the fucking hassle at the end of the day. But yeah, I've seen you've posted a video. I haven't gone around to watching it yet. I'll be watching it when I fit into the stream. I will be watching it now. I've literally got it set up, ready to go, basically. But yeah, I look forward to watching that. Oh, what's Thiago Silva doing? The idiot! About 35 yards out, I'd say. He just gets the ball, looks up, and then takes a punt at goal. I mean, he took it to the fact that it was going over anyway. Idiot. And someone on Twitch has put a message in the chat and basically saying he won't become famous by followers. No, I do not do that. It's clearly a bot, but yeah, I am not doing that. If I'm going to get followers and all that on Twitch, I am going to do it the organic way and the hard graft way, so I say. Right. Gary's saying, really, I'll get every 5 to 10 minutes, drop a trigger for Ryan. What's next, buds? Oh dear. Basically anything relating to the Conquers, basically. Or Stanley or Joshua. I'm not even calling him by his actual name, I'm just calling him Joshua now. And Stanley. Oh dear. We could wait till Thursday when Arsenal fuck up against Villarreal away Brownie, and then pull and then have little digs in the chat and push my buttons then. Because then I will be beyond coming back from the depths of hell. Basically, it's full out war. A war that we will win, one way or the other. And I saw your comment earlier, Brownie, about what's in my eyes. Because I mentioned obviously I quote tweeted that idiot that fucking put this all out in the first place. That's what really stoked me up. That the media putting this out, that certain parts of the media are busy birds and they don't want to upset fucking the Cronkies and lose their chance of having future interviews of them and chats with them. The likes of fucking that idiot and David Austin as well. Fuck the Oracle, fucking idiot. Spouting all the crap that fucking they tell him to. He won't go against it because, again, won't want to risk losing that chance to being part of Arsenal and this, that, and the other, and having an inside scoop. That's what really pissed me off. And obviously, I said, and you was like, "Oh, that's it." You're basically saying that's it. I said, "No, it's far from it." As I stick to it, in the sense of, I always knew they were never going to be like, "Oh yeah, you know what, guys, we are going to put the club up for sale and this, that, and the other, and do the right thing, but write the right thing and move on." I knew they were going to dig their heels in, but you know what? This is what not just me, but the whole of the Arsenal fan base have to do this for this to work. This is a now or never moment. For this to work, we have to come together and dig our heels in even harder than what he's digging his heels in at. So if he digs his heels in, we go 10 times harder in digging our heels in. And yeah, that's going to mean more protests, not just the home games now. So Thursday, if you want to plan a protest on Thursday, go ahead. Knock yourself out. Go in their numbers. Make your voices heard. Then next Thursday, the next game on Sunday, even though it's away, again, outside the Emirates, do a protest again. Make your voice heard. Put the numbers out. Get as many numbers as possible as well. And then Thursday, go big. It's a home game. Send the fucking message. Make sure they know we ain't messing about. But I'm saying you got to do it every game, though. We can't just do a every home game situation of protesting, because there's too big a gap at the moment between one home game to the other. Basically, we have to be shit hot on it. Basically, even if you want do a training ground, a handful, if you go to the training ground, protest there again. The media pick it up. They'll get the coverage out there. Because it's a worldwide thing. He'll get the message as well from that. And also doing that is helping the likes of fucking Daniel Ek and the consortium of Bergkamp, Henry, and Vieira force the issue themselves. Let's do our bit to help them guys out. And it's just another thing that's pissed me off about fucking parts of our fan base when they look into Daniel Ek's net profit and this, that, and the other. Oh, he's not worth nowhere near Stan Kroenke, so he won't spend any money either. So why do you want him? Hello. If you do your fucking backlog and look back to when fucking, for example, I don't know, when Roman Abramovich took over at Chelsea, his net worth was around about the same, if not just a slightly bit more. But it was around about the same. And look what he did. Stan Kroenke is richer than Roman Abramovich. Always has been. But out of the two, who's spending more money? Who's investing in their team? Not just player personnel, but as a whole, in the club in general, and hiring the right men or women for the jobs, respectively. Who's got the zero tolerance attitude of a winning mentality that win at all costs? But right, Brown in the chat saying about FFP wasn't around when Roman put the money into Chelsea in the first few years. Yeah, but he's still putting money into the club now. I know they had money rolled over from the previous summer, but even then, taking out half of that, it was what 100. He spent over 200 mil. This summer just gone. Take half of that off, just over 100 mil would have been spent. Yeah, you can't really. You can't really. When it comes to that, you can. Even, that's what I'm saying. Okay, you can go. Oh well, this you put the financial fair play in and all that. It wasn't in place back then. It came in place a few years later. Okay, but even now, right as we speak now, he's Stan has more money than sense compared to Roman, basically. And Roman is still investing in player personnel in the club in general. Stan doesn't do that. It's notoriously known within the Arsenal fan base. He takes money out of the club that has nothing to do to benefit Arsenal, to help build advance. Was it one time it was 300 mil to help finish off building his advance in the States. Another year it was taking funds out of the club because advisory expenses or something like that. But who the fuck is he advising? What's his advice in the first place? I don't know. I wouldn't ask him for advice to the next corner fucking shop. Oh my god, it's old Hazard. But you're not, but you'll not get what I'm saying. I'm not just talking about player person. I'm not just talking about the money spending on players. It's half time, by the way. Just gone. Half time was just gone. It's 1-1. Chelsea with the away goal. Again, I didn't expect them to get the away goal. But going back to what I was saying, Roman from day one, and even since financial fair play has come in, not just player personnel, in the club in general, has invested. And every now and then he takes a break from investing in the player personnel side of things and all that. Takes a 3-4 year spell off. When he believes the squad is good enough to be competing at both Premier League and Champions League level, as in competing for both titles at the same time. He takes this sort of mess for about 3.5 years, maybe, but maybe a bit more, depending on the average age of the squad and all that, and this, that, and the other, or players leave or whatever. But then he goes again. But in the meantime, he's still investing heavily in the club, in behind the scenes. I didn't see him fucking trying. I haven't seen him furlough any of his staff whilst forming this Super League. Also, he was all respect to Chelsea, by the way. I think they were the first, or one of the first. I think they were the first club. It was down to Roman himself. It's Roman's idea in the first place to, whilst it started this pandemic here in the UK, basically the hotel on top, the hotel that's basically there at Stamford Bridge, he opened it up free of charge to all NHS staff within the area. Free of charge, literally, he was paying all their expenses, like the overnight stays, however long they'd go in, want to stay in their hotel, respective rooms or whatever, food, drink, etc. He covered everything. What did Stan do? The club itself, the charities were already linked with, did their bit. But didn't, apart from the charities were already linked with, respectively, in the local area of North London and that part of North London, he didn't do anything else. He didn't do a single thing. Again, keeping the rich people like him stay rich because they don't want to spend their money. But again, it's not. I'm not a fucking billionaire, obviously. But he's all about money, 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 and bigging up his portfolio at Arsenal, for example, yeah. As a businessman, surely the more successful your business is, if and when you want to sell it, if you wanted to, or if you in any business you wanted to sort of sell your shares or whatever, they'd be worth 10 times more than what they currently are. The club's worth should be 10 times what it is now. The club's actual worth, as it stands, is £2 billion. If we were competitive and successful in competing, winning league titles, and competing for the Champions League and winning the odd Champions League here and there, in the 11 years that he's been involved in the club as a majority shareholder, and in the last few years as a full owner, it would be, trust me, the value of this club would be way beyond £2 billion, well and beyond. And again, being that success, having that success will also bring the financial reward in terms of the sponsorships. Kit manufacturers will be bending over backwards to make be the manufacturer of our kit. Sponsorships will be bending over backward to be associated with the club. Let's be honest. Go and look at the sponsors that are associated with our club. Visit Rwanda, no disrespect. Visit Rwanda. A random betting fucking company that I've never even heard of until we got sponsorship with them. Levetsa, the coffee company, the shit coffee company at that. And then come back to me and tell me that if we were successful as we was in the early years under Wenger, before Conky came along, well before Conky came along and all the financial fair play and all that, whatever. And you can look at then and compare it to now. We had sponsorships bending over backwards, left, right, and centre to be the cert sponsorship or just a sponsorship in general at this club. So it has some sort of association, big sponsorships. The second we fought at the Champions League, we had a watch sponsor that was meant to go on for on a rolling contract every 2 years. We renewed after the first 2 years. We had it for one season for that Champions League, and then they pulled the plug on us. Oh dear. I'm not taking the bait there, Brownie, trust me. Brownie says, to be honest, if I was in charge of a company like that, then I'll do the same. I can see it now. Why a country and call it the People's Republic of Brownie? Oh my days, give me strength. And also what's pissing me off, and I think what's pissed most of the fan base off, as I alluded to a moment ago, the redundancies, 55 redundancies, and obviously the longest serving person at this club, over 2 decades worth of service to this club as a club's mascot, gone. Their jobs got taken away whilst they were having these meetings. They couldn't have with the fans, by the way, these virtual meetings that they could have between themselves, but not the fans. Just have us saying it all. Oh no. That'd be silly. And they've been organising this. They've been continuing to organise this. And obviously it's only a few months this isn't a few months thing. This has been a good year to 18 months in the making, this particular plan of the European Super League. And yet, in the meantime, they were laying off Stan Kroenke the KSE in general, crime, poverty, or we have to let these people go because of the fucking global pandemic that we faced in these uncertain times? Are you taking the piss? So no, I will not stand by and allow this man to be at our club a second longer. Period. Big up AFC Adam in the chat as well. I saw your comment a while ago. Hala Madrid. There you go, Brad. You got a fan as well. There you go. And then again, Mark, exactly. That's why Chelsea fans don't want him out or slagged him off over the ESL. Exactly. Yeah, they had a kick-off. They did that little protest thing they did themselves to sort of voice their opinion on the ESL as a format. But since then, they've gone quiet. They ain't doing protests to get him out. We got the Man United fans that have did their thing on Saturday, actually, over at Old Trafford. Even though there was no game there that week, last week and just gone, it's an away game for them in Leeds. They still turned up Saturday afternoon on a non-match day in their numbers and did the protest to send a message to the owners that they had enough. And the thing is, like we've asked about Arsenal has having to be consistent and not let up now, because we've been here before. The thing is, with Man United fans, we've been here before. With all due respect, you've had a kick-off, you've had a meltdown over the ownership of your club. You never really wanted them full stop to put you in debt. You had that, what was it, season and a half where you basically, what was it, the green and yellow scarf thing, basically. You're buying them outside in the stalls and then going in and waving them about, and as some sort of protest. And part of your fan base even broke away and thought, fuck, this isn't not worth it. And they actually formed sections of the fan base formed their own club, and the rest of you went, okay, we'll accept it. And you've gone quiet. This time you can't do that. If you're going to keep doing that, they ain't going to listen to you. And this is why I say about Arsenal fans, we have to be shit hot on it and be consistent as fuck. And you know what? Fuck it. And again, I know we're away, and I know it's a big game, so to speak. It's going to be a make or break sort of week for us now. But Thursday, fuck it. Don't wait till next Thursday. This Thursday, protest outside the Emirates, like Man United fans did this weekend just gone. Exact same numbers, if not more. As many as possible. Go ahead with it. Same again on Sunday, as we're 2 hours before we play Newcastle, back outside the Emirates, protest, and this, that, and the other. And that's kick-off it nears. If you want to go off and disband and watch the game, go and support your local pubs and all that and help them out. In the process of it all. No problem with watching the game, obviously. I'm saying don't watch the game. They've got protested the whole game. Go there 2 hours like you did the other night. Go there 2 hours to 2.5 hours before kick-off and protest and make your voice heard. Do it again. I'm saying do it on Thursday. Do it again on Sunday. But then instead of watching the game, if you don't live in the area, go and support your local pubs. Help them out. Put your money into something that's worth putting your money into in that sense, if it makes sense. Don't go in the club stores. Do not, when these new kits come out, if they look nice, don't buy them. If he's still at the club, don't buy them. They'll still be there when he's gone. Boycott. Arsenal versus Brighton. Boycotted. Do not, for the sake of a game, if you're a season ticket holder or a member, put money into that club. Do not even attempt to get a ticket for that game. As I said, I've been saying pretty much all week nearly. How embarrassing would it be for Stan, as the owner of the club, as a company, looking from a company's perspective, all these other companies have got their that are at home and having their fans in, can actually have that. Not only can they have the fans, and they've got fans in supporting their team and putting money into the club and all that. How embarrassing would it be that on that day, the final game of the season, when we can have fans in the Emirates Stadium. There's protests outside in their numbers, but not one of you go into the stadium. Not one of you go into the club stores and buy merchandise and all that. We have to do what we can as the fan base to help out a potential. Maybe not Daniel Ek. He may not even be the person that ends up buying the club. It might be someone else down the line. But we need to do our bit to help them out. Get that deal done quicker. For example. Bernie's saying Giggs for his first court appearance tomorrow. Yeah, he's going down. The fact that they've charged him, you know what's coming. And then the Welsh FA will sack him, and he'll never get hired over again because of that. Would Arsenal fans welcome Woodward? Hell fucking no. He's worse than he's worse than Ivan Gazidis. Let's be fucking honest. He's a carbon copy of Ivan Gazidis. Let's be honest. So no, thank you. No, too much crap that went on, and he was the face of it all at Man United as well. There's a lot of crap that went on at Man United. That's gone on at his time at Man United, and him being the face of it doesn't bode well for me. No, we have to have higher standards. Yeah, as John says, Cardiff City can have him. You're saying United have done a hell of a lot better. Have done a lot better than Arsenal under him. Nothing to do with him, really. Let's be honest. Look at half the. Right. In terms of transfer, let's talk about transfers for a second, because he's part of the negotiation. He's heavily involved in the negotiations, the paperwork, and this, that, and the other signings. Yeah. How many players that have been signed under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that Mourinho wanted in his time there and never got them? But the second Mourinho's been sacked to get Ole in, they're in. And then even last summer, they made a big PR the whole summer of Jordan Sancho's our guy. He's going to be our marquee sign, and we're going to go big. This is where we value him at, but we're going to get him one way or the other. And they're going to give him number 7 shirt. And this, but sorry, where's he? Oh yeah, he's still at Dortmund. Yeah, he shows his hand too. In poker terms, he shows his hand far too easily, straight from the off. So respective clubs that we're buying from will know we ain't got a leg to stand on in that sense. So hell fucking no. I'm not getting triggered by that. I'm just answering the question. I'm just answering the genuine question. It's now second half, by the way. Just kicks off. Chelsea in the attack. And it gets a good tackle in the box. Is that Pulisic on the ball as well? Yeah, Brownie is something there, boys and girls. Brownie is something. That was a poor cross from Pulisic. No, down. I don't fucking know. So I'm just going to check a few things. One sec, sorry. Come on, guys, just smash them likes, guys. Come on, absolutely obliterate them. And do again, share the content on Twitter, Instagram, Discord if you're on a Discord, Facebook pages. I'm trying to think now. Bloody hell. Twitter, Snapchat. If you can do it on Snapchat, I don't know anymore. And if you're in any WhatsApp groups as well, share the stream in there as well. But yeah, not been a bad game. Been end to end. It's been entertaining. It's not been a dull game, but due to Brownie being the poke in the bear here, we have spoken a lot about fucking the affairs at Arsenal, basically. Actually, know what, Brownie? Look at that thing. That was the Matt Law's recent tweet concerning Arsenal, anyway. If anyone's in the chat, by the way, that wants to come on for the last half, basically, and have a chat either about Arsenal, or just this game or football in general, let me know and I'll send you the link. Big up Saka, by the way. I've just seen a tweet in the last hour from Saka saying, "Thanks for the support this season. I'm grateful and thankful to the London Awards for awarding me with Young Player of the Year." Big up himself, man. Right. I've just gone quiet. I'm literally looking for the tweet that he put out. One sec. Here we go. Now we've got to go through this, share the screen. Clipboard. Oh, not clipboard. Fucking hell. Share screen. I'm having to turn my head and keep an eye on the games because I've got no sound. Because I put the sound on Dispute, even a little bit of sound picks it up, and then fucking BT and UEFA come after me. That's all I bloody need. But yeah, this is what he put. Again, this is the tweet that Matt Law put out yesterday. This Matt Law is the guy that actually broke the story yesterday. Was the first to break it. But yeah, 7:35 p.m. this evening. This is what he put out. Daniel Ek and the Invincibles are determined to push on with their bid to buy Arsenal and are ready for a long battle. Didn't say how long, though. That's a concerning. As long as it's not extremely long, I don't care. If it's as long as in, I say, a month or two, or whatever, or a summer battle, so be it. So be it. He will also push on with plans to speak to fans despite Kroenke's latest not for sale message. So yeah. Yeah, there's no disputing that they've done well this season. Don't get me wrong on that. No disputing that. In the terms of domestic wise, obviously Champions League they failed a bit short of the group stages, didn't they? So, but in terms of actual league wise, I think the most diehard Man United fan at the start of the season would have said that United would be a top two, would have been finished in the top two. And to be honest, they've closed the gap. That's not down to Ed Woodward at all. Oh dear. Usman have tried it for 10 years and didn't get him anywhere. Wow. he wasn't aggressive enough. He picked and chose when he wanted to buy Stan, because he bought shares from other members of the club, like shareholders of the club at the time, to an extent. And then when it was all that's left was the fans' shares and Kroenke's, he left the fans alone and he went straight for the animal, the beast that is Stan Kroenke. And that was like he only made two bids basically. One in the end, literally in the days building up to the last game of the season when we fell out Champions League in 2017. The days before we played Everton, and the last game of the season when we fell out Champions League. That was the offer he made was basically rejected straight away, even though Joss at the time was telling his dad, no, you know what, Dad, cut our losses. This is a profit. You're making a massive profit. Can we just set up and take that money back to the States and invest in the teams in the States? Like, no, and all that. Went nope. And then again, Usmanov then went, after that bid, didn't do anything, wasn't aggressive. He was not aggressive enough in that sense. Because if he'd been more aggressive and put more pressure on in that summer, maybe things would have been different. Maybe eventually he would have fucking worn Stan down in the end. But then he waited, 18 plus months later to make another bid, a second bid. Again, 18 plus months later after the initial bid, been turned down. Like Bell says, didn't want it enough. He wasn't aggressive enough. If you really, really want it and you really want to take Stan's shares and become the majority shareholder of the club and all that, you go gun ho. You do not you hold no bars. You can go aggressive. Well, you turned down the first bit. Okay, we go again and again and again, but not literally. We'll do one bid and then 18 months plus later, I'll do a second bid. If you don't accept it, I'll walk off. He didn't want it enough. And don't get me wrong, I would have loved to Usmanov to be aggressive and take over the couple for his bid to be accepted and be the majority shareholder or owner, whatever. Because at least then he is more than willing to invest not just in the team but in the club, whilst also helping with whatever debts we had to pay off thanks to Stan, and obviously financially keep the club afloat so nothing fucks up in terms of paying off our stadium and all that at the time. But hey, maybe we'll be in a better place by now. And if everyone's going, I mean, Brownie's mentioned it in the chat. He wasn't literally. He made two bids to Stan, 2 bids, and they weren't even on top of each other. It was literally, as I said, 2017, and then 18 months or so later, year and a half later, 18 months later at least. And then after that time of saying, getting told where to stick it, he went, okay, no problem. There you go, have my shares. I'm going to give my shares to you, Stan. Not the fan base, not the fans, the other shareholders that are left remaining. I don't know. Gave them to Stan. Listen, ensued in this bollocks. Now he's gone off to Everton. Well, he's behind closed doors. He's a shareholder of Everton, but he's not full owner yet and all that. But I think gone to meet his mate. That used to also be part of one of the board members, shareholders at Arsenal. The guy is at Everton now, sold his shares to Usmanov in the first place. And I have no doubt once Everton's stadium move is done and dusted, as in they're actually there, everything's in place there, Usmanov will then buy that guy's shares out again and become the majority shareholder / owner of the club full on, and he'll be the face of it all, basically. But mate, Brownie, if he'd sent, also saying he probably sent the Russian. If that was the case, Stan would have fucking sold. Believe you fucking me. You just got to look at it. I mean, I'm not the way I'm saying it. Fucking buses, and the guys are saying it in the chat as well. He didn't want it enough. If he really, really wanted it, and wanted to be the Arsenal owner, as he always claimed, he would have gone, okay, did that first bid, okay, he's back. I'm going to come back with another one. Not literally 18 months later. It would have been days later. Oh, here's another bid, and been aggressive. That's part. For example, when Malcolm Glazer bought the club for his sons, what did he do? Did he go, oh, here's a bit, I've got shares in the club, but here's an offer for the rest of your shares. You're not going to accept, okay, bye-bye then. No, he went fucking ham on it. He did not fucking hold no bars barred. He went so fucking hard, it turned into what was it? An aggressive takeover of the club, to the point where the actual people that were refusing to sell had to. Don't even get me started on bloody all that crap. You eat massive mafia or dirty dog. This is another thing. Everyone can had fucking Carvey, Silikov, fucking yes at all. Well, this Daniel Ek, he's controversial. He's a co-founder, by the way. But how he runs Spotify and how he treats the artists and all that, whatever. Sorry, where was his attitude when Man City's consortium came in and bought the club with their blood money? Where was this energy when it came out about Roman Abramovich, and it's actually not just oil money, it's literal blood mafia money? Oh no, you just when it suits you, you want the agenda. Oh, because it involves Arsenal, it could be a positive for Arsenal. Oh no, it's negative. No, got to put it out there. Bad. He's a bad man. How dare he do this? How dare he charge artists to stream their music off his music app? Co-founder basically. How dare he do that? Make money off them? But Russian mafia money. Oh, that's okay, no problem. He killed people for it. Oh, no problem. They stoned people. No problem. Tony Cruz has just been booked, and yes, but blame Brownie. He poked the bear. He knew, and the thing is, he saw there was a bear to be poked tonight, with a statement that was put out by Stan Kroenke earlier. Well, not even by Stan Kroenke, it's by fucking media fucking lovey of Stan, and he knew that I was on the verge anyway, so he just poked the bear a bit more, and pushed me over the edge. So blame him. But yeah, we're 60 minutes into the game, by the way. I'm not going to get a lot of traction for this by the looks of it, I don't think. But yeah, Chelsea have a think they fucked it up, and now Madrid have got to think it themselves. They've got 60 minutes, it's got half hour to go, 1-1. You know what, if Chelsea come out of this, if it stays like this, they'll just snap your hand off before kick-off. A score draw away from home in the first leg, they'll snap your hand off. Once you got it. There's no cure vaccine. Oh dear. Speaking of which, actually, Brownie just in the chat. Next weekend is the big weekend in La Liga. Not this weekend, the next week. Not this weekend coming, the following weekend, when the top four all play each other, basically. Well, one way or another, teams are going to drop points in top four. Real Madrid are playing Sevilla. It's second versus fourth as it stands. And first, as it stands, Atletico Madrid versus Bottomless FC versus Barcelona next weekend. So as long as they don't clash with an Arsenal game, as long as them games obviously not clashing at the same time, playing at the same time, and are not colliding with the Arsenal game next weekend, I'll be doing watch-alongs for that as well. For Madrid, Sevilla versus Madrid, or whatever one that is, Madrid, Sevilla, and Barca versus Atleti. Oh, and a big question, actually, to Brownie as well, and the chat. Based on form since the Madrid derby, when Atletico drew 1-1 when the last conceded that last-minute equaliser against Real Madrid about a month or two ago now, before they played Chelsea, basically, in the first leg. Or Hazard's getting ready to come on. That'd be interesting. Based on their La Liga form, do we think Atletico are going to fully bottle this now and not win the La Liga title? Because up till this weekend just gone, I thought they might just get over the line by the skin of their teeth. But after watching that game on Sunday, was it Sunday? Whenever it was, yeah, I think it was Sunday. Yeah, I think they're going to fuck it up. I think they have fucked up because basically, as it stands, Barcelona have a game in hand because of their commitments in the Copa del Rey final this season. Barcelona have a game in hand and they're 2 points behind Atletico. So all Barca have to do is win that game in hand and beat Atletico and not lose against Atletico next week, basically. So, for example, because I don't know when their game in hand is being played. Barely have more idea when their game in hand is being played and who it's against. But if it's after the Atletico game, all they've got to do next week is not lose against Atletico. And at Barcelona at home as well. All they've got to do is not lose against Atletico and then not lose their game in the end. And literally win or draw. Or basically, if they, for example, to draw the Atletico game, 0-0 or whatever, all they've got to do then, because of their goal difference, they've got a speed goal difference, but either way, all they've got to do is win that game in hand, and it's theirs to lose with like 3 games left by then. The next weekend is going to be huge in the La Liga title race, and obviously, as I said, unless any of the games collide with the Arsenal game that weekend, I will be covering both games live on this channel. And if Brownie want to join me for them both, you're more than welcome to. Just let me know. But yeah, well, this is going to be interesting. Marcelo's just failed. He's going to get booked. But is he getting booked? Or he's getting booked. Marcelo's been booked for a foul just outside the centre circle in Chelsea's defensive half on Pulisic from behind. He's lucky, actually. Because it was from behind. There was no intention of getting the ball. It was just taking one for the team. And here comes Eden Hazard coming on for Vinicius Jr. So Hazard is going to be going up front alongside Benzema. Unless they're changing formation. We'll find out in a second. Odds on Hazard actually scoring a winning goal here. Or 2. We'll take Pulisic off. Okay. We're going to bring it on. Ziyech. It's absolutely bucketing down in Spain, Brownie. Bloody hell. I'm making 3 subs, so Ziyech is coming on. Ziyech is coming on. Reece James is coming on, and Kai Havertz is coming on. Pulisic has gone off so far. Werner's gone off for Havertz. So we've got no strikers now. It's literally just wingers. Basically. And who's gone off for Reece? Asper-Quata has gone off for Reece James. Big up to the 7 people watching, by the way. I haven't bored you 7 people off yet in terms of talking about. Yeah, I'll do a Champions League watch along back for the Madrid Chelsea's first leg, semi-final. And all I spoke about is fucking Sam Kroenke and fucking Arsenal. Oh, can you please behave yourself? Cheeky fucker. Oh dear. Oh, Chelsea in the attack. Guess what they do with this. Kai Havertz on the left. Ziyech. Seriously, there's a chance of doing something to the ball. There's a go, oh, sideways backwards, yeah. Oh, you Arsenal in disguise. Oh, you Arsenal in disguise. Sideways FC, yeah. Backwards, sideways football. So just like watching Arsenal on a Thursday night. Oh dear, in terms of the actual Thursday night, actually, where do we think that's going to go? Because I'm still not. I think that's an easy question, right? That's an easy answer. Matty Ryan in goal. Wouldn't trust Leno with looking after a fucking fridge freezer, for fuck's sake. Let alone fucking keeping a clean sheet or fucking basically just defending his goal, God forbid. Again, Leno's got too comfortable this season and too cocky in it. And he's making too many mistakes. I'm sorry. And we saw against Fulham, Matty Ryan's the far superior goalkeeper at the two. There's more armoury to his Arsenal, so I say. Pardon the pun. Compared to Leno, anyway. Literally. Literally. Leno couldn't fucking catch a fucking shuttlecock, for fuck's sake. If it was falling right in his hands, he'd find a way of fucking not catching it. Oh dear. Yeah, I still think we've got. If the Arsenal side turns up that we've seen for the last two games since we played Slavia Prague, Fulham, Everton, Arsenal turns up, then we are losing on Thursday at least by 2-1. At least. I'm being generous saying one. Oh dear. Well, 21 minutes plus injury time to go. This has got to feel that this is going to finish as it is. Because we just haven't really gone at Chelsea in this second half. Surprisingly, I've kept an eye on this game, guys, in this second half. And I'm sort of chatting about fucking Stan and his stupidness, so we say. Yeah. Out of the two, Chelsea have been more aggressive, so to speak, but not aggressive. And Madrid really haven't tried to score in the second half. They sort of sat back and soaking up the pressure and every now and then an attack, but nothing to test the defence or anything like that. They can't blame the weather. Frankie in the chat says from the BBC, Arsenal owners Stan and Josh Kroenke say they remain 100% committed. They said this last week, I don't believe them. To the Premier League Cup, I'm not selling at any stake. That's the same. We turned up for 20 minutes against Slavia over 2 legs. Gary comes back, there's 10 minutes for us. 10 minutes, actually. But yeah, in terms of what Frankie said in the... What was that? Okay, now. From the BBC, Kroenke's son Josh is is a director at the club and heavily involved in its day-to-day operations. Well, funny that because he wasn't last week. He was saying he couldn't do and can't communicate with anyone because it's COVID. This pandemic stopped us all. It stopped us all communicating with each other. But that's all kicked off. I'm going to talk to everyone in the world, basically. Put out my PR bollocks. We're 100% committed. The club is not for sale. We are 100% still fit to run this club. We're going big in the summer. All that PR bollocks. I'm just hoping, Frankie, you're not buying into it. But also, Frankie, if you've got Twitter, Matt Law put out another tweet this evening concerning this all, and basically saying that Daniel Ek and Bergkamp, Henry and Vieira were expecting that response in the first place, but it isn't going to stop them going ahead with their plans to launch a bid, an initial bid, because they're expecting it to be rejected straight away. Don't get me wrong, but like in any business, your first bid is always the tester bid to see how far off you are in the evaluation. It's like Melvin said last night as well. Even if you wanted to sell the club in your head, you want to sell the club. You're not publicly going to say, "Yep, I want to sell the club," because then it devalues what you will not get what you really, really want from the sale. What you really want will go. You're lucky if you get half of what you really, really want. So on that side, yeah, they're saying certain things, but it's going to be a long game, Frankie. Believe me. Not long, but long, as in it's not going to be like over literally one bid and it's all done and dusted. Like one bid, 1.8 billion or whatever it may be. Okay, we're accepting that. Okay, cool. The club's yours. We're going. Bye-bye. It ain't going to be like that. It's going to be a long, grueling couple of months. We're in April now. Well, what we're in near the end of April. Basically, days away from May. So, yeah, about 2-3 months is going to be. But again, as long as this is this first bit that goes in isn't a Uzunov situation where they put that first bid in, it gets rejected, and they go, okay, we'll come away, and months later reappear with another bid. As long as they come back straight away with a second bid and a third bid or what, you know what I'm saying, then it won't be as long and grueling as Usmanov made it. It will be sorted. We could potentially have new owners this summer by the time the window opens or whatever. And even if it's not done before the window actually opens, don't panic. Because when Roman took over at Chelsea, the window was already open. I know it's different again, FVP and all that crap weren't in place back then, and this, that, and the other. But in terms of signing players, he still went out and signed. He still went out and signed a good bulk of good few players. He didn't mess about in the time frame that he had from when he took over to when the window closed and all that. So yeah, as I said, don't panic. But Madrid actually going for it now all of a sudden in the last 15 minutes. Fucking hell. No wonder they bottled it. No wonder they're bottling La Liga along with Atletico. Got lucky there, Casemiro. That says 10 and 10 is 20. So 10 minutes each off. 20 out of 180. Got it. I think second 10 minutes. Oh dear. Thank you, saying in the chat. Daniel Ek seems to be committed into putting together a bid to buy Arsenal FC. Yeah, I'm not doubting that. What I'm saying is he can't, as long as he doesn't do what Uzmanov did back in 2017, in the terms of 2017, he touched on it earlier before he came along by the looks of it. 2017, he made that bid days before the end of that season when we fell out of Champions League. He made a bid, he got rejected. And there was for Portugal, they put going for a second bid. He never did until 18 months later. And after that second bid that was rejected, 18 months later, by the way, he then went, okay, whatever, I give up. As long as Daniel doesn't do that, and straight from the off, he's as aggressive as he possibly can be, and he's going first bid rejected. Okay, comes back a week or so later, another bid, and again, and keeps being aggressive. And in fact, as I said last night in the podcast, if you haven't already, you can either watch it back on the channel or go and find it on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and all the other respective other podcast outlets that are out there. Listen to it. You can go and listen to it back later. I think the reason why Daniel Ek is so happy for this to be publicly out there from his side of things is to show, not only for us to show that he's committed, he ain't messing about, he isn't using it as a PR stunt, but also he's showing us his intentions straight from the off, and help and basically telling us to do what we can. Referendum has been booked. Okay, do what we can to put the pressure on Stan as well. Do our part in it all, and help sort of quicken up the process. So to say, he's doing it smartly as well. The fact he's included 3 Arsenal legends in the sense of Vieira, Henry, and Bergkamp into his consortium. And so that's his free kick. On target at least. But we didn't test the goalkeeper there. Yeah, good free kick. It looked better. It looked better than the live shot, but the replay, mate, it was like at him basically. So yeah, and also if obviously down the line Daniel Ek isn't able to convince Stan to sell at all, at least he can say, well, guys, I did my, I've tried my hardest. We've tried our hardest here, and he's been the knobhead basically. And Stan's showing his true colours again. But yeah, as I said, Daniel has been smart in including them players into his consortium because it gets the fan base straight away. You're getting the fan base on board. You're like, oh, fantastic. So we're going to have, if this was to happen, if it's the biggest if in the world, if it was to happen, we're going to have ex-Arsenal players on the board. And now I have shares in and obviously, as he's always said, they don't have shares in the club. People were like, well, hang on, they're all coaches and this, that, and the other. So won't they have a conflict of interest? Won't they want to be part of the Arsenal setup and the coaching side of things? But Bergkamp was assistant coach at Ajax a few years back. Yeah, he has obviously, as we all know, he did make that comment. Obviously, he does want to coach again at Arsenal. If he came to England at Arsenal or wherever at some point down the line, but obviously with a family and all. But this may change all that, and he might be happy just being part of the board and being basically the board member, not being the day-to-day coach or whatever. We don't, because that's the thing. Until this does go through, if it does go through, not only do we all we know is we're going to have shares in the club, a certain percentage of shares in the club, because also there. He'll own the club, but he won't be like 100%. He won't own every single share in the club. He's given shares to them players, but he's also saying he's more than happy to give more shares out to fans, and so we've got representation of the fan base on the board as well. And again, it's all bodes well in the fan base. That all bodes well in the fan base as well. But as we've said for years, the board's not got footballing men. It hasn't got Arsenal men, especially now. Anyway, straight away he would have fan representation on the board and ex-Arsenal players, football and Arsenal men on the board straight from the off. And it's not, the thing is, as I've been saying yesterday, it's not just I think Liam said it in Melbourne, we all said it yesterday, it's not just a fact of buying players either to get us back to where we want to be. It's changing the mentality. Obviously, he's got a mentality of a winner, and he wants to win things and compete for titles, this, that, and the other. He wants to have that mentality. He has that mentality. For example, Roman Abramovich or Man City's consultant, the Man City owners' mentality of nothing but the best, have to win. If he has that, that's the first thing that has to seep through from him at the top. And again, that's about Stan earlier. His mentality goes from him to the board, to his son, the board, Vinay, Edu, Arteta, the players, and then obviously eventually the fans. Obviously, if Daniel comes in, goes through, and Daniel comes in, but he has the opposite mentality of, as I said, the Man City owners, the Chelsea owners' mentality of we have to be competing, we have to be winning the league titles or Champions League titles, etc. That's the first thing, and then you've then got to get rid of all the crap that's in the club at the moment. Sort out the recruit. What's going wrong at the recruitment level? Go and sort that out. Get that fixed and sorted. Get rid of Vinay as well. If he's not left of being sacked by Cronkies by then, get him out as well. Completely out the club now. Boom, bye bye. Replace him with a football man, so to speak. Bring in Mark Overmars to help guide Edu for the next 3 years and mould Edu into what Mark has become at Ajax and what he's done at Ajax. Giving them 3 years, and if things are in a positive place and things are going in positive direction, and he wants to stay at the club, we give him another contract, be it a 12 to 18 month contract, whatever. But we go or rolling contract, a yearly rolling contract, and then if he wants to then move on a couple of years later after that, cool. But then he said he's had that guidance, and he can then know that if Mark was to go, he'll be fine, and that we would be fine as a club. The one thing, the one thing that will put pressure, this would actually put pressure on Mikel straight from the off, though. If this went through, more pressure than what we've been putting. The fan base has been putting them on the social media side of things this season in terms of results, our reaction to results and all that, and where we are in the league and this, that, and the other, is knowing that there's a new owner at the helm who didn't hire you, and maybe he wants his own man, but then Arteta's now got to go out there from the off and hit the ground running and prove to Daniel that there's no one else out there that could do a better job than yourself, basically. Because if not, he'll be out of a job. He will be out of a job within a few weeks, and someone else bigger and better will come in. Positives. I'm looking at the positives in that side of thing. And also, being that obviously his idol was Andres Nimpa as well, so he could also reach out to him and bring him in as a club ambassador or part of the board or whatever as well. Freddie Lundberg as well, go and put on as a new owner, and having some of the ex-teammates on the board, but again, Bergkamp, Henry, and Vieira on the board and part of the consortium, put the olive branch out there for him to come back and earn his stripes, basically. And promise him also that under this ownership, we wouldn't fuck him over like the fucking previous regime did. And they did. I've said it plenty of times, they fucked him over. In the whole process of hiring Mikel, sacking Emery and hiring Mikel. We've got 4 minutes left, plus injury time. Yay. It's still 1-1. So Chelsea will snap your hand off. This is a good result for Chelsea. Even if they lost 2-1 now, because of the away goal, this is a good result for them because all they've got to do is go win 1-0. Back at the Bridge next week. As it stands, they don't even have to do that. As it stands, it's just a fucking 0-0 draw and they go through, for fuck's sake. Oh, here we go. Brownie's back, boys and girls. Brownie's back. Stephen in the chat says, to make this so happen, it has to be... I'm tired. It has to be a two-pronged attack, pressure from Eck and the company, and pressure from the fan base. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have to do our bit as well to put pressure on Stan, to take notice of Daniel and Henry and Bergkamp and Vieira and whoever else appears to be on this consultant, because there are rumours that they may be approaching a. Oh, call's coming in. Varane almost got a winner there. I think he took the deflection, so fucking Ramsey's not holding back on the sidelines. No, yeah, we have to do our bit. I would expect this to take 2 years if it happens. No, I can't do 2 more years of fucking Stan Kroenke. No, it has to be now, this summer. I can't do another season or 2 of this bastard at our club. I would be bald. I will literally have no hair left if he fucking stays at this club. What he's doing to my club, or our club. I will literally have no hair left. The stress and the agony he's putting me through. It took its toll in that sense. It's like an aged me terribly. If you knew me beforehand, you'd know what I mean. Right. God. Right. If you're in charge of a company making you millions, which is helping you fund other businesses, in order to make you more, then would you sell the business to appease some supporters? No way. This is the thing, Brownie. The fact that we're not successful, we're not competitive, we're not making as much money as we could if we were successful, if he was investing in the club as he should be. And again, not just at personnel at player level, but other things in general. So we're not actually making him as much money. If anything, actually, I'll tell you this now, the whole funding behind the LA Rams new stadium, they all win loans. He's took out loans from banks in the States, yeah, but he's used the Arsenal name, the club, us, as collateral. So yet again, another reason to get him out of the club. Because if he has to sell, that then falls on him then, because he doesn't own us anymore. We're not in his name legally. He can't come after us and use us as collateral, the club as a collateral anymore if things fuck up in the States with the LA Rams and all that. Whoever made Brownie's last statement, please put Brownie back on. Thank you, Gary. Thank you. Oh dear. Okay, why is Zuma warming up? 3 minutes injury time. We're 38 seconds into the injury time. I was just fucking. If anything, I'd suck it up, take him off, and suck it up for the last couple of minutes. But Chelsea have got a free kick. This is a fantastic result for Chelsea. I fully expected Madrid, based on the form that I've seen from Madrid up till obviously this weekend they drew 0-0. The way they've played in Champions League, especially, I expected them to put Chelsea to the sword. Really, to be fair, Chelsea. If I'm going to be honest, over the course of the 90 minutes, Chelsea have been the better team as a whole. Yeah, Madrid have attacked every now and then and tried to stretch Chelsea's defence every now and then, once in a blue moon, but Chelsea have done it more. as is to the ending of this game. And got a free kick in Madrid. Yeah, that's a clear foul. John saying, if I owned a football club, I would obviously want to make money, but also would want my team to be. This is the thing, as a club or as a business. If you run it as a business, the more successful your business is, the more money it makes. And in this, as I said earlier, in terms of sponsorships and things like that, the big names come break their necks to be associated with you. They're not doing that at Arsenal, so we're not making half as much money as we could. He's not getting any. He's pretty much. Oh dear. Let's look at this again. Go look at the sponsorships for fuck's sake. There's a reason no one's breaking their neck to be our shirt sponsor. Bar. We're constantly doing rolling contracts every few years and with fucking Fly Emirates bollocks. Also, Emirates fly better now. Oh dear. Thank you, Sam. The PSG versus Chelsea final will be interesting. Current PSG manager versus last year's PSG manager. Yeah. Poch versus fucking Tuchel. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Don't be wrong, but it's literally the PSG, a country-run club like Man City, run by, versus a club run by blood money, Russian blood money. UEFA couldn't win. UEFA can't win if that was the case. UEFA, out of the 4 teams remaining in this competition, UEFA would rather Real Madrid won this in one sense. Taking out the equation, it's full time by the way. Taking out the equation of what's happened in the last week or so with fucking Perez at Madrid and all that. They won't want Man City to win it because of what happened last year. They won't want PSG to win it because again it's a similar setup to what Man City have, and they've never been on board with that. They've always been against PSG and Man City's ownership as a whole. And then you've got the blood money. So it's the only way they sort of win is if they allow the lesser of two evils in their eyes and allow Madrid to win it. They're going by this performance tonight first. So guys, it's only the first leg, but Chelsea got the away goal now. It's balls in their court, basically. They're 90 minutes away from a final. And it's in their hands. All they've got to do, effectively, is do a 0-0 at the bridge next week. Check what they got. And they're in the Champions League final. And who would have said that at the start of the season? Chelsea. I know, obviously, he's the new manager, but who would have said, start of the season, Chelsea will be in the Champions League final. That full period. Full stop. Oh, dear. Arteta got rid of me, plays in January window, either sold or on loan. So it will be interesting to see what happens in the summer window. It won't. The thing is, you say it'll be interesting, but it ain't going to be any different. Personally, I'm only going by what we've been seeing for the last 11 plus years under the guidance of Kroenke as a majority shareholder or full owner of this club. So I'm not expecting anything different this summer, to be honest. It's going to be the same old thing. Think of every name under the sun. We'll make one marquee, if they're still in charge, one marquee signing, and then I'll just squad players that will be actually first teamers come the first game of the season. Or if we don't make Champions League via the Europa League or European football in general, there'll be a marquee signing and 2 other signings. That again, it will be put out there their squad players, but when it comes to match day 1 of the league, first teamers. So, and the excuse will be, the thing is, we'll go big. We've got big plans for the summer. We're going big, big, big. But you watch, we won't get champions because I don't expect us to win the Europa League. So we won't get European football. And their thing, when coming into the window, when nothing it's been the same summer as we've seen year in, year out for the past decade plus. The excuse will be, well, we didn't have any European football this season. Sorry, guys. We've had to work within our means. The same. The thing is, and there'll be some people that'll buy it and go, well, yeah, we've got a point. We're not in Champions League, but they weren't doing it before when we were in Champions League and European football for 20 plus. We've been in European football for nearly 30 years, folks, playing consecutively European football year in, year out for nearly 30 years. 11 plus of them years under the guidance of this lot as the majority shareholder or owner. Period. Thanks to this results was Arsenal has made no progress, have gone backwards this season. The worst this season we were last season. That's saying something. It's sort of last season was a sort of a buy because in the end, because literally the club acted too late again in terms of Unai Emery. They allowed it to get out of hand the way it did, and then fucked over Freddie the way they did in the process of hiring Mikel and that whole process there. And being Mikel wasn't an experienced manager, pretty much it was a write-off from us. We were just like, okay, we're writing this season off, we'll go again next season. We've come back. This is a full season. We got to a quarter final of a cup against City and didn't bother. We're at home as well. We didn't bother. We didn't. So we put a fucking. They went full strength. We went bloody second string and youth basically, and our bloody second choice goalkeeper at the time now. God, he's like sixth choice I think now. Is fucking literally threw the ball in his own. Did he even throw the ball? He didn't get the ball. Was hit right at him. He just went. He went literally through his hands, the hole in his hands, basically. And we're out of that. The cup that we did win back in the last season, back last summer in August, come back, get through the first round that we played in, the third round of the cup, but the first round we actually compete and we get through that by extra time. Next round we played Southampton away, and Mikel sacrificed it. Didn't even bother. Then a few days later, play Southampton again in the league and batter them. Make of that what you will. So he sacrificed the one thing that's given him a bye this season. For what? Since then we've fallen way off the league. Well, at that time we had a chance of clawing ourselves back into the race for Champions League spots via the league. Everything's just fallen apart since then. We're now literally hanging on to 10th. But we're competitive, guys. 10th. And we're by the skin of our teeth. And again, being honest, Benfica sort of knocked us out. Olympiacos could have and at one point should have knocked us out in respective ties. Scenario where there's more momentum, so we say, in certain aspects that got us through that at other things other than footballing reasons why we got through that in the end, because we actually used a certain situation to motivate our players to put that team to the sword. And again, I keep saying, I've said it from the second the draw was made, and the potential of this happening, that Unai Emery will be up for this. He will be motivated more than anyone to knock us out because of what happened at the tail end of his time at Arsenal. He's already playing the mind games. He plays Rob Holt. In the press conference, he was like, "Oh yeah, I think there's a great, especially near the end. Certainly, he's named like Rob Holding, Callum Chambers, El Neni, and someone else. Like really top notch, great lads. Everyone else he basically slaved off. That's still at the club. I mean, so yeah, he's already playing the mind games there. So he is going to be, as I said, motivated more than anyone for this tie. We've just And going by what I've seen for the last couple of games, since we played Slavia in the second leg, the Fulham-Everton game, I'm fucking shitting a brick. If the Arsenal we've seen since Slavia turns up on Thursday, we're in trouble. Whereas if we, on the other hand, if we see the Arsenal that we saw on the second for the first 25 minutes of the second against Slavia, if we see that Arsenal, we have a chance to get a result on Thursday. But yeah, it's all worth about some maybes at the moment. But yeah, oh dear. Gary, before we wrap things up, right, Arsenal still have 9 players to get rid of: Xhaka, Benjamin, Nelson, Chambers, Willock, Ainsley, McNiles, Mustafi, Willian, and Laka. And he always goes on to say, Luis and Ceballos are most likely won't be asked to return. And it is then he can go 2 as well. That's 10. Yeah. But then also at the same time as they're going, we've got to replace them. We can't just we can't just let them 10 players go and then go youth. Youth's the way to go. That's going to backfire like chronic. You could also, have you added him in there? You make it 11, Eddie and Kelly. You can bugger off as well. And that's 2 strikers there, and one of them is obviously going to be replaced by Balogun. So you've still then got to go out and get another striker. Another striker, midfielder to replace Xhaka, to go alongside Thomas Partey on a regular basis. New right back to challenge Cedric. A versatile player to replace the likes of Chambers and Ainsley. A box-to-box midfielder to replace Willock. Mustafi's already gone, by the way. He's not coming back. We actually got rid of him. He was at Schalke, but because they've now been relegated, he will be a free agent in the summer. Willian, I agree with you. He has to go, but he won't go. And Louise today, Louise got again. We got Saliba, Mavropanos, and someone else. Mark McGuinness coming back from their respective loans from Ipswich, Nice, and Stuttgart. So don't have to go. At least we don't have to go and get centre back this summer. We probably will, but we don't have to. And so, we actually need to go and get a player to replace him as well, fill his void. Or as you know, we can bring in Miguel Aziz to fill his space. And I'm trying to think now. And also at the same much all that with most likely without European football next season, we've somehow got to convince Martin Odegaard and Real Madrid to either loan him back, of him to stay on for at least another season for a loan, or buy him and convince Madrid to loan or buy him, loan him back to us or sell him to us. But again, under the current ownership, I don't believe that will happen. And like you said earlier, people will still rush out to buy new shirts and merchandise. Yep. Well, as I said, I don't want to throw him under the bus, but literally I was watching the channel a couple of nights. I think I went down on Tuesday. I think it was Sunday night, and the host allowed this the kid. I'm going to say it. Babs, who used to be on AFTV, had up running with Lee Gunner a while back. He came onto this guy's panel the other night, and I was back, and I put a comment in there, basically, what I've said tonight, and said a lot recently that we can't just do the protest; it'll be more than protest. You've got to boycott sponsorships, boycott the kit launch. When if he's still here when the new kits come out, boycott the kits. Don't go to games and this, that, and the other. Send a message. Make him feel he has no choice, basically. And you know what his response was? In terms of the kits, well, if the kit's nice, if it looks nice, I'm going to buy it anyway, no matter what. There's a response. I've never come back with a full response, by the way, to all this. What my response was. And in terms of the actual boycotting the matches and all that, but if I do that, you're going to get. It goes to that age-old argument of where if I do that, if I give up my ticket, if I don't go basically and don't buy a ticket, someone else will be in line and take a ticket. No, but you're not getting what I'm saying. First off, you're not getting what I'm saying. That as in no one. Period. Or the tourists will come to London. The tourists, they can go to a game. They'll take my ticket my spot instead, and this and the other. And you're asking season ticket holders to not renew their season tickets. It's called taking the ultimate sacrifice, and yes, and that means the ones that want to wait in this don't take up the spots either. They go, no, I'd rather wait. Then no one loses out. Then full stop. So when he's saying about if the kit looks nice, home, away, or third kit, when it comes out straight away, if he said at the club, but if it looks nice, I'm going to go and buy it from the club. So my immediate response, I put it in the chat, was like, well, what was the point of you going to the protest? Because you're contradicting yourself then by going, I'll go to the protest, like cronky out, put my face out there, where hey, post for the gram and all this, that, and the other. But when it comes down to it, making that ultimate sacrifice, no, I won't do that. I'm still happy to put money in his pocket. I'm not willing to hit him where it hurts. So again, like I said, what was the point of you going to the protest then? And that goes out to anyone that has that mindset of, oh, the kit looks nice, I'm going to buy it still. The kit's still going to be there when he's gone. You can still go to games once he's gone. You've got to send a message. And instead of putting money in, again, I was on Harry Simu's channel the other day, when I was a he had a phone-in thing set up. He was host, Albert as well, was co-host. And I popped on for 5 or 10 minutes, however long it was. And I said, in terms of boycotting the games, keep doing the protest. Even going into next season, if you're still here starting next season, keep going to the protest, this, that, and the other. When it comes to kickoff, again, instead of actually paying for a ticket and paying for a ticket, doing the protest and going in, which none involves going to the protest in the first place, by the way. If you think about it, don't buy the ticket, don't go into the stadium, don't buy merchandise from the club or the sponsorship or the Adidas and this and the other. Don't do that. When it's near kickoff, there's plenty of bars and pubs in the area that need your support, that have beer gardens where you can watch the game at. Go there. Go and watch the game there. Support all the pubs. They're going to need it. The Tollington needs your help as we speak. Go and support them. But yeah, when Bav said that, I was part of my heart sunk. As I said, my response was, I did put it in the chat. I don't know if Vigel put it on the stream or not, but I was like, I'll put in there, what was the point if you're going to the protest then? Because if you're still going to put money in his pocket via either buying new shirts if they look nice, or they look wavy, or buying season tickets or tickets to go to games and all that, you're still going to put money in his fucking pockets and not hitting where it fucking hurts. There's no point of going to the protest. You're none and voiding your reason of going to the protest to get him out, or conky out. I'm so for it, but you won't make the ultimate sacrifice and put the pressure on him. You're not willing to do your part, and it pisses me off, because all that proves that you as a person, as a influencer, as they say, have just used the idea of the protest to get yourself down there and put your face there to make sure you're part of a movement, so to speak. And then you're fucking off down to the offices with your best buds, so we say. That's ridiculous. But yeah, less said about that, the better. I do apologise for rambling on about that situation or about Arsenal in general, really. Oh dear. Bloody hell. But yeah, so yeah, I do apologise tonight for obviously for literally just taking. It's a watch along because I was watching the game and all that, but due to certain people poking the bear, it's turned into a watch along. Really, where I'm talking about son Stanley and his son Joshua, and how they're fucking us all over and being absolute knobheads and how things back and highlighting how things really are. But maybe, I don't know, someone will come along and see what I've just said about what Bav said on the respective channel the other night and clip it up and put it out to make sure, and I'll show him and then put it out there on social media. Do it. Go ahead. I'm not afraid. Bring it on. Bring it on. Because I stand by what I say. You have, in this moment in time, it's a now or never moment in terms of getting Stan Kroenke out of this club, and obviously his company, and everything bad about him out of this club, and getting someone in that cares about the club. We have to come together, not just do protests for every game now, home or away. We've got to get outside the Emirates every game outside the Emirates, even if the team's playing away from home that day or night, and protest to their heart's content. Even if we get to the Europa League final, again, literally by then, there'll be more in terms of UK wise, more restrictions taken off us basically. So yeah, go back down to the Emirates if we get to the Europa League final, 2 hours before kickoff, 3 hours before kickoff, get back down to the Emirates, protest again if he still hasn't sailed up by then. Because that's the thing. If we get to the final, you definitely hold on just to make sure. Get down to the Emirates again in your numbers, protest like hell, and then if you're local to the area, go back home and watch the game there and whatever. If you're not local to the area, but obviously you want to watch the game, that's fine. Go to your local, go to the Tollington and the Pins and the Gunners pub and things like that. All the pubs in and around the area, or the bars that's showing the game that have beer gardens or whatever. Go support them. Put the money in the right place. Do not put a sink until this man is out of this club. Do not, even when the new home kit, away kit, and the third kit all come out, and the goalkeeping kits and this, that, and the other, do not fucking buy them directly from Arsenal or Adidas. Period. Do not buy any merchandise from the club shops on either side of the Emirates, the Army, or on the other side, the Arsenal station side. Don't hit him where it hurts, mate. And in terms of before the actual assume we get there, before that final, there's a chance for us to send a huge, massive statement out, even bigger than what we've done so far in that sense. Arsenal versus Brighton, fans will be allowed in. Do not, and under any circumstances, buy a ticket. If you're a member or season ticket holder, do not apply for a ticket. On the day, do the protest again in your numbers. And I mean, in your fucking numbers. And again, as I said, don't buy tickets. Don't apply via your seat. If you're a season ticket, I'll apply for a ticket for that game. If you're a member, apply for a ticket. Don't. Just go to the protest, do what you got to do. And then 5-10 minutes before kickoff, all disperse. Go to the pubs in and around the area that are going to need that money more than what he'll ever need it. And as I said, how embarrassing will that be to him? What sort of a message does that send out from our fan base to the world that we're not accepting, so we're not backing down. And how bad does that make him look as a businessman? That when fans are allowed back in, every other Premier League ground that's got home teams have got their fans in, and we're the only home team that hasn't got fans in. How embarrassing would that be? And that could potentially be the final nail in the coffin, especially by then, in a final or not. That could be the final push. You don't know until you've got to make the ultimate sacrifice. I'm going to do it, but I can't be the only one that does it. One on my own here, I can't do that. It'll have no effect. We have to come together as one and sing off the same hymn sheet. Period. And just before we go, Vegas put a comment in the chat saying Liverpool fans protested against Hicks and Gillett and caused a split between Hicks and Gillett that saw them eventually leave. Exactly. And they were consistent. But it almost got to a point where the fans were thinking about boycotting, but it didn't get to that far. It probably will do. That's hence why I'm saying I'm using the Brighton game, as the Arsenal versus Brighton last game of the season, as an example. That you may have to do that to send a message, not just to him, to the world. Because again, as from the world's media, how embarrassing does that look for him as a businessman? It's last Friday cannot be on one off, and again, if you want. I mean, there's an official planned protest next Thursday for the next home game. Fuck it. After these comments today that have come out, do a protest this Thursday. Do a protest on Sunday. Both games are away from home, but do a protest outside the Emirates. Like we did this last Friday and next Thursday. Turn up in your numbers, send a message. Make it fucking loud and clear. We are not backing down. He needs to know because he ain't getting the message. And the only way the Daniel Ick and the consortium of Henri Bergkamp and Vieira goes ahead quicker than expected is if we do our part. As I keep saying throughout this stream, we have to do our part and help him out here or help them out. It's a two-way street. If you really want this, if you really, 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 really want Stan out of this club, you know what you have to do now. I'm saying no more than that because I'm landing on now. I'm repeating myself. I'm getting bored of my own voice as well, to be honest. Oh dear. I love a good friend. Blame Brownie. He poked the bear. As I keep saying, Brownie, I don't know if you're still there, but it's his fault. He poked the bear. He knew there was something to poke, and he poked and poked until he got the reaction he wanted. Oh, Brownie, I'm gonna kill you. Oh dear. But yeah, I'm back tomorrow for the first leg of PSG versus Man City live from Paris. So that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be very end to end. I think PSG will win that. PSG will definitely win that. Man City ain't got a fucking chance. Let's be honest. Mbappe, for fuck's sake, will fucking tear that defense a new one. I think I'm gonna give a score prediction now for the PSG Man City first leg. I'm gonna say PSG win that 2-0. And then the second leg, they'll obviously see out the game. If that's finished like I said, 2-0, second leg will be fucking end to end. It'll be all over the place. It'll be pretty much like we saw the second leg of Bayern Munich versus PSG, or PSG Bayern, that second leg, where it was scrappy, this, that, and the other, and end to end, every now and then, wasted opportunities, and PSG will get to the final. And I think going on tonight's performance to this game, Madrid were poor. They played up the away team. They sat back and just tried to suck up the pressure and counter-attack them every now and then. And as I said before the game kicked off, and I actually backed Madrid to win this first leg, based on the form they've had not just in La Liga since the turn of the year, but in this competition since the turn of the year. Because the group stages they struggled. They played tonight. Like they did in the group stage. Completely different to what we've seen since the knockout phases of this competition started. But going by this performance, I wouldn't be surprised to see Chelsea get through next week. Ollie, you've just kind of about fucking wrap things up. Oh, you've missed it. Ollie, mate, you've missed it all tonight. It's all gone off. A little Welshman in Spain poked the bear, and I bit, and I've had a massive rant tonight about Arsenal, basically. I'll be keeping well anyway, mate. Oh, dude, if you haven't already, guys, go and check out Ollie's channel right now. He's a Leeds fan doing Leeds content. He does watch-alongs. If he doesn't do live watch-alongs, he'll do vlogged watch-alongs like that. He'll watch them with his dad and this, because they're both obviously Leeds fans. And he'll vlog it and then edit it and put it out. So there's always great content to put out there. Even if you're not a Leeds fan, from a neutral perspective, it's good content. It's really good, really good content to watch. And get his teeth sucked into as well, into whatever the fucking phase is. I'm fucking tired. No, man. No problem, mate. I'm literally, I'm back tomorrow anyway. I usually send you in the group chat and the guys in the group chat on Instagram the link. I didn't do that tonight, but I'm doing a watch along tomorrow, Ollie, for the PSG Man City. If you want to come on, let me know, or if you just want to watch it, let me know. I'll send you a link anyway. But yeah, you can also plug if you did come on. You can also again plug your channel and give more in depth of what you do in the channel, this, that, and the other as well. And all that jazz. I mean, who've you got Leeds? By the way, before we go, who've Leeds got this weekend? I think you've got players. I think they've played us at Ellen Road. No, we've done with us. In terms of Arsenal, we've done with us. We beat you 4-2 at our place, didn't we? Yeah. Fucking, that's how bad my fucking head is with fucking Arsenal. I just can't remember when we're playing now. Oh, DM it, bro. We have Brighton. Oh, that'd be a good game. Oh, that's the thing. Oh, that could be good. That could be very interesting in terms of the relegation race, in the sense of if Fulham were to win it. I don't know if Fulham have got this weekend, but if Fulham were to win this weekend, and obviously you beat Brighton, they're suddenly there's like a 4-point gap or something like that now. Then that'd be mad going into the last 4 games of the season. I think West Brom are all back on now. They fucked it. They could have won this weekend, given them some sort of chance. They fucked it. Oh dear. Oh, John 886 is saying, I think PSG will beat City, but Chelsea will win it. I don't think Chelsea will win it. I think PSG will win it. I've said when the draws are made for the quarterfinals, I said straight from the off, whoever wins PSG versus Bayern Munich will win the competition. So I'm going to stick with that. Ollie say, knowing us, I'm beaten in 6 after beating City, drawing to Liverpool and United will definitely on the other point. Oh, I think you'll have extra support from Fulham this weekend, so I don't know. Depends really what your goalkeeper turns up. As long as you don't play Casello in goal, or whatever his fucking name was or is, you have a chance. Oh dear. But at least 16 years. 16? It'll be 17 so 16 years out of the Premier League, first season back, and you could finish above us. But hey, Stan Kroenke says we're competitive, and we're going to be even more competitive after this summer. Fucking idiot. Oh dear, Ollie, I do believe me. When I say this, I do recommend you going back and watch the majority of this stream for my ranting all because of there's one little Welsh Cardiff fan fucking poked the bear. Oh dear. Also, yeah, if anyone, I'm going to plug it again. I plugged it earlier, I'm going to plug it again. Literally, last night's podcast is available. If you don't want to watch it back, if you want to listen to it, do go back your day-to-day life and we'll go to the shops or whatever. But you want to listen to the actual audio side of it, that actually on onto YouTube. You can find it on Spot. I'm going to tell you now where you can actually find the audio of the podcast, basically from last night. Dear, bear with me. You can obviously find it on Anchor, where that's where it's uploaded onto, and it then spells it out to all the other respective podcast channels out there, the channels, apps, whatever you call them. You can get me on Anchor. This is the audio version of the podcast. Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, Google Podcasts, and Podcast Addict, and Pocket Casts as well. The Pocket Cast app, I'm on that as well. So yeah, there's plenty of formats, apps wise or whatever, you can find me on. If you've got Apple or whatever sort of whatever platform you listen to or format you're listening to it on, do leave ratings if you can and a review back as well, because that does massively help. Again, spread the word about the podcast on the respective platforms, basically, and get more grasp of an audience, basically. Oh dear. Crazy, innit? I'll be sure to check out trust me. Get the popcorn, that's what I'm saying. Have a good rest of your evening, bro. I'll check you out on Spotify as well, mate. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. And yeah, with that, I'm going to wrap things up because I've now gone to get myself ironically a coffee at this time of night. Yes, I do drink coffee at this time of night, but I need the caffeine hit because I now need to go away from this and do a thumbnail for tomorrow's stream. Get the stream up and running. As it's set up ready to go for tomorrow, and then go and get some rest and sleep, and then up, do what I've got to do tomorrow during the day, and then come back to you guys bright and well, not even bright and early, but nice and alert, so to say, for the big one, the big solution. Out of the two, sometimes tomorrow's one is the biggie. One country versus another, basically, in terms of consortiums running a club. Country run clubs up against each other. Qatar versus Dubai. Who will win? Oh dear, but until then, guys, if you're new to the channel, do hit the subscribe button, do smash the like button, do share the content around on all your Instagrams, Twitters, Facebooks, Discord if you've got Discord. I think now if you're on Twitch as well, if you're watching this on Twitch live or watching it back, share it out on that as well, and also don't forget to follow. Give me a follow on that as well. Trying to think what other platforms can you put out on me? Plug the channel, share the channel, or WhatsApp. You're on a WhatsApp group or whatever. Just literally, if there are football fans on there, be it Arsenal fans or football fans in general, literally share out there as well. Get some new regular faces in as well. Build up the football family, the Arsenal family, whatever. But we can do both at the same time. To be honest, we are on the road to 2K. I do want to hit 2,000 subs before the end of the before our last game of the season. If we can do that, I think the last game of the season, I think the 17th? No. 18, 19, that's my birthday weekend, isn't it? I think. I can't remember. I don't know anymore. But that's basically when we play Brighton at home. If we can do it, it is doable. I'll be massively over the moon. You have no idea. And I will actually do then after that, once you hit the 2K, we're solidly staying on 2K and not dipping back and forth and this, that, and the other. I will do a live Q. I'll do a live Q&A before between then and the Euros. kicking off another other streams and uploads to as a thank you and all that. And also, if you know what, as an incentive, I will do a giveaway. I don't know what the giveaway will be at this moment in time. Give me time to think about it, but I will do a giveaway as well if we hit the target of 2K subs before we play, or before the final whistle goes on the last game of the season. If we hit that 2K mark before that final whistle goes at home to Brighton on the last day of the season, I will organise a giveaway as well. So thank you. But until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you tomorrow. And as always, up the Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners.